Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today. I'm Zhenwei Wu, a PhD student from Department of Biomedical Engineering at Northwestern. Many of you may have already heard about wearable devices, and some of you are wearing them, like Apple Watch. They can measure your heart rate. But have you ever wondered what information is still missing from these devices? What if I told you there is still a whole world of health information that is still invisible to us, even with the most advanced wearable technologies? Before I dive into the details, let me give you an example on why we should care about wearable device and their sensors. When you are driving a car, you know the speed and the amount of gas that is still in your car. When you are parking your car, you can see the back image of your car. All these informations are monitored continuously by different sensors in your car. Our body is like a car, continuously producing a lot of real-time information. And my work is to help people monitor this information with wearable devices. However, current wearable devices have their own limitations. Let's first look at what they can do. They can monitor some physical information like heart rate, steps, physical activities, and sleep quality. And some wearable device can detect molecules like glucose. What is molecules? Molecules are tiny substances that consist of our body. If you want to detect glucose in our body, you may have to prick your finger to get a drop of blood, or use microneedle patch to detect glucose underneath your skin. But my solution doesn't involve needle, and my interest is not glucose. Why? The glucose detection is like the tip of iceberg. What does that mean? Current wearable devices, they can detect molecules heavily focused on a single molecule, glucose, and they ignore a lot of other molecules that are also important to our health. And the potential of their real-time information for our health is limitless. Among all the other molecules whose real-time information is still invisible to us, I'm interested in cytokines. Cytokines are important molecules related to health. They are mainly released by immune cells and blood vessel cells. Why are they important? Because they are related to many chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and neurodegenerative disease. Here comes the question. Since we can detect glucose, why can't we detect cytokines in real time? Let me put this into perspective. The glucose level in our body is relatively high, comparable to the caffeine concentration in a cup of regular coffee. You can feel how much caffeine is in it by how alert you feel after you drink it. However, the cytokine level in our body is extremely low, comparable to the caffeine concentration in a cup of decaffeinated coffee, which is almost undetectable. This low concentration of cytokine makes the detection very difficult. So how do we overcome this problem? We developed a new model called a molecular pendulum. On the top of the pendulum, there is a structure that is very specific to our molecule we want to detect, in our case, cytokine. If there is no cytokine, the pendulum will move fast in the water and produce a fast signal. In contrast, if there is cytokine, cytokine will bind to our pendulum. In our system, because all the molecules are so tiny so that we can ignore their gravitational force compared to the drag force they will experience when they move in the water, the binding of cytokine will increase the drag force of pendulum, slows down pendulum, causing a delay in signal. By comparing these two signals, we can measure how many cytokines is in our body. What does this new model enable us to do? We can use this model to detect cytokine in sweat in a non-invasive way. This is a game changer. Think about this. You don't even need a needle to detect molecules in your body, and our solution has more aspects. Our wearable device can provide wireless communication. It is flexible and non-toxic, which means our wearable device is not only convenient, but also comfortable and safe to use. As we conclude, my interest is cytokine detection because cytokines are important molecules related to many health conditions. Keeping an eye on the cytokine level in our body can help us achieve early diagnosis of different diseases. To overcome the problem of low cytokine concentration in our body, we developed a new model called the molecular pendulum. When this model is integrated into our body and wearable device, it can provide real-time information for molecular dynamics in our body. What does this data lead us to? Personalized medicine, which means more precise diagnosis and better treatment. Thank you for joining me to explore the future of wearable technologies in healthcare. Take care.